Okay, today was starter motor removal. There's the starter motor, and it was removed from there. Now, there's two bolts that hold it in. If you know where they are, it's a nice easy job. If you don't know where they are, then it's an absolute nightmare. So for the benefit of the tape, here's where to find them. The first one is there, which is pretty easy to see. It's on the side of the starter motor, goes through the starter motor, through the gearbox bell housing, and anchors into the block. The second one is, let's get it in frame, down there, and that one goes through the block, through the bell housing, and anchors into the starter. Let's see if I can get the thread. There we go, there's the thread. Now, if I pop that back through, I can just about show you on film. There we go. See that bright speck there? That's the shaft of the bolt. So the head, of course, is just beyond it. It's quite difficult to see and even more difficult to actually get a tool on. My recommendation is a 14mm long reach ring spanner. Unfortunately I didn't have one to hand, so I had to improvise, but I would have given me eye teeth for one of those. But after a little bit of effort, the starter's out, so that will need rebuilding. I was going to do that anyway. So on the top, I think all I've got to do now is remove the engine steady bar, but I'm not going to be doing that just yet. The engine is staying put for now, and that's holding it nice and still. So the next jobs are going to be from the undersides. That's remove the gearbox linkage, disconnect the exhaust, and pop the drive shafts out. But until I can actually get hold of some stands or wheel ramps, that's going to have to wait. But the engine bay is otherwise clear. Windshield wiper motor mechanism is out. There it is. That's going to wait for another day to be rebuilt. Interestingly, there's only 3 bolts to hold it in. It does have a position for a 4th. Now I need to compare and contrast it against the right-hand drive cars I've got, but I think it uses those 3 for left-hand drive markets and those 3 for right-hand drive markets, because that's the same piece. The motor changes, but that bracket is effectively the same. So, interesting. For a minute I thought, oh my god, one's lost. No, they only use 3. So what I can do though, until I can get underneath the car, is I can take the pedal rack out. There's one side of it there, there's a bracket for it. That's the shaft. It anchors on the other side. I'll drop that out, and then there's the sound deadening matter underneath that can be removed and carefully disposed of. It's probably biohazardous now. So there we are. It's coming along apace, and also, last but by no means least, can't forget that windshield. That's going to have to come out, but I'm not worried about that just yet.